Hey guys, so today I'm going to be attempting to recreate a nail design that my friend had sent me and said she would like to see me recreate. So to start off, I'm going to be mixing together some glitters to try and create the same kind of like glitter mix that is in the original picture. I don't know what that person used. I don't know if they had a glitter mix already made up or if they also had to mix up some different glitters. But I have this like copper color, this brown color, and this gold color of glitter that I'm going to be using to mix up and try and get as close as possible as I can to what is in the original. These glitters that I have, they have chunkier glitters and fine glitters all mixed together. I just bought this off of Amazon. It's like this whole kit with I think it has 12 different glitters. I got like the fall mix, so they're all like kind of fallish colors. So I just scoop a few scoops of the glitter into this container, and then I shake it up to mix up all the glitters, and it got pretty close. I feel like this is pretty similar to what is in the original. It is a little bit different, but I think I got pretty close with it. So to adhere the glitter to the tips that I'm using, I'm just using base coat. And because I am going to be doing an ombre, I'm not covering the entire tip with the base coat. I'm just doing the like free edge up to like a little over halfway on the nail. And I am kind of feathering out the top part, that way it's not like a super harsh like straight across line with the glitter. It does kind of have that like jagged edge to kind of help with the blend of the ombre. And then I scoop it up with my cuticle pusher and dump it on, and then there were some glitter pieces sticking up, so I did push them down. I shouldn't have done that with my finger because of the uncured base coat underneath. So you are going to see me from here on out using a little like chrome powder sponge applicator to press them down. After I got all the glitters on, I did cure for a full 60 seconds. Usually when I cure base coat, I only do 30 seconds, but because this glitter is on top of it, I wanted to make sure everything was completely cured and the glitters were fully stuck onto the nail with the base coat. So I did go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. Now that all of the glitters are on, I am going to apply base coat. One, because I am going to be using polygel for the ombre, and two, because I wanted to seal in those glitters and I didn't want it to move or like shift during me doing the ombre part. So I do apply this base coat to all of the nails and then I cure for 30 seconds. Now I'm going to take this nude polygel from Model 1s to create my ombre. This is my favorite shade of nude polygel. I think it's called like dark nude pink or something like that. I don't know. I'll link it down below. But this is, when I was using polygel, this is what I would always use for my nude, like if I was doing nude nails. This was always my go-to color, but as you can see, I just squeeze out a little bit onto my spatula, and then I place that down onto the nail, and then I just kind of spread that out to create my ombre. I know some people will just squeeze the polygel right onto the nail, but whenever I do that, I always end up squeezing out way too much. So I prefer to squeeze it out a little bit out onto my onto the like spatula part of the polygel brush and apply it like that. I just feel like I get a better amount and can make sure that I don't get too much. If I don't get enough, I will add more where needed. Also, if any of the glitter does happen to get onto the nude part, I will just scrape that part off and then add more of the polygel there to cover up that spot and make sure that there's no glitter on the nude part. And the way that I do ombres with polygel is the area where I want the polygel like concentrated at, like where it's going to be opaque and not have that like fade down into the next color. I use a lighter hand for that, but then when I get to the part where it's going to fade and blend down into my next color, or in this case the glitter, I do use quite a bit of pressure and I really like push down on it and pull, whereas up at the top I do more of like a patting type of motion. I also work with it pretty wet. I have my brush saturated with alcohol. I just feel like that makes it a lot easier for me to blend out the polygel. I use 91% isopropyl alcohol for my slip solution. Model 1s is also a softer polygel, which honestly I prefer a softer polygel. I know a lot of people prefer a more firm or stiff one. I, however, prefer the softer ones. I also really like the softer ones for ombre. It just makes it easier to blend out, in my opinion. And once I get the polygel all on, I do go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. After I get the polygel on, I take my builder gel and I apply a thin layer to the entire nail. That is my slip layer, and then I take another little glob of the builder gel and I mainly focus that on the glitter part and where the glitter and the nude polygel meet, so that way the entire nail is one smooth, even surface, and it just makes it a lot easier for me to go over with my nail art because the glitter is kind of rough and bumpy, and that will make it difficult to do any kind of nail art on top. After I get my builder gel on, I do cure for 60 seconds. And then off camera, I do a little bit of filing just to make sure that everything is nice and smooth and even. I didn't really have to do much because my builder gel application was pretty good, but I did just go in to smooth out the surface and to clean up the shape a little bit. now that the nails are all filed, I'm just going in and applying matte top coat to them. I'm doing this because I am going in with some chrome powder for my designs. In order for your chrome powder to stick on where you want it to stick and not stick to the entire nail, if you only want a certain section of the nail to have chrome powder, you want to apply matte top coat and then lightly buff it. That'll make it so the chrome powder doesn't stick everywhere and only sticks to where you want it to stick. I, however, forgot to buff most of the nails. I think I forgot to buff 3 of the nails, and I only ended up buffing 2 of the nails. So you are going to see how buffing helps to make sure that it doesn't stick everywhere. The matte top coat on its own helps to make sure that the chrome powder doesn't stick everywhere, but buffing it just makes it so it really doesn't stick. I'll point that out here in a little bit to show you the differences between just the matte top coat and the matte top coat and buffing. But for the nail art, this nail I am doing the little cloud with the lightning bolt on it. So I am just using my black gel polish. This is Perfect Black from Madam Glam, and I'm using this to draw out the art. And then I'll cure this for 60 seconds and apply the chrome powder on top. The reason why I am doing black gel polish instead of using a top coat to draw everything out is because gel polish, like a colored gel polish, is a little bit thicker than a normal top coat, and it will stay in place better, whereas a top coat tends to spread out a little bit. Putting chrome powder on top of black also makes the color pop and show up a little bit more. So that is why I am using the black. Also, it's a lot easier to see what you're doing with the black gel polish rather than using a top coat. So, like I said, once I finish drawing out the design, I do go ahead and cure that for a full 60 seconds. I found that if you are using a colored gel polish and not a top coat, you do want to cure it for the full 60 seconds, unlike how with a top coat you only cure it for about like 15-20 seconds. If you cure it for less than 60 seconds, the gel polish is a little bit too sticky and it makes it difficult to apply. It also makes it like that glittery grainy look instead of the smooth chrome finish. So if you do want that smooth chrome finish, you do want to cure for the full 60 seconds if you are using a colored gel. As you can see here, there is still a bunch of chrome sticking to the background of the nail there. That is because I did not buff it. So as you see here, I am buffing this nail before I go in and draw on the mushroom on this nail. I didn't like how I drew the mushroom the first time, so I did go ahead and wipe that off. And then I redrew it, and then after I got it on how I wanted it, I did cure for 60 seconds and then apply the chrome powder. And here you can see that the chrome powder is not sticking nearly as much to the background. Since I buffed this nail, it's also a lot easier to come off when I try to brush it off with the fan brush. Again, I forgot to buff out this nail, so you're going to see all the chrome powder sticking to the background of this nail along with the next nail that I do. And then I did finally remember to buff out the last nail that I do, so you'll see that the chrome powder doesn't stick to the background of that nail. And once I was done applying the chrome powder to all of the nails, I did go in on those ones that I forgot to buff and clean up the backgrounds so there wasn't chrome powder all over. I just took a cleanup brush and some alcohol and scrubbed it off. I did that all off camera though. So now that all of the chrome powder is on and all of the nails are cleaned up as best as I could get them, I'm going in with my shiny top coat and top coating all of the nails. This top coat is specifically for my glitters and my chromes. You want to make sure you have a separate top coat for top coating like glitter and chrome, because it can get into the your top coat, and then when you go to top coat your next set, it will mess it up if you're not trying to have glitter or chrome powder spread throughout. Or you could also wipe off the brush in between topping the nail and putting it back into the bottle, but I just feel like that's a lot of work, so I just have a dedicated gel top coat for my chromes and glitters. I also feel like this set would look really good if you left the background matte and had the chrome be shiny, but that would also be a pain in the butt to go over all of the designs with a nail art brush and some top coat. That would just take forever, so I get why the person that created this set went ahead and just made everything shiny. But this is how they turned out, and I think they came out pretty good. Obviously, they don't look exactly like the original because I have no idea what they used. I clearly used different stuff than them. And my technique on how I did it might have been different than theirs. I don't know. My friend just sent me that picture, and I just went based off of how it looked on the picture. But I think I did a pretty good job recreating it. It's super cute. And some spots of my chrome does look a little messy. The ones where I forgot to buff definitely look more messy than the ones that I didn't forget to buff on. So I definitely, if I'm using chrome, I really need to make sure that I'm remembering to also buff to get those nice, crisp, clean chrome lines. But I mean, I did a pretty good job cleaning up, and if you don't look too closely at it, you can't really tell. But overall, I do think this set came out really good, and they are really cute, and this is just a really cute set in general. And this set in particular is very good for fall. It would be really cool to see all the different like glitter and ombre combinations that you could do, and the different like colors of chrome and designs you could do on top. There's a lot of different things you could do with this set. Overall, I am super happy with how this came out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.